So I'm a little bit early. I just get really excited sometimes about doing certain pieces, and this piece is one of those pieces that I couldn't just wait and do it at my regular time, which is typically in about 2 hours and 8 minutes. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing the second part of this piece. Got my underwater words. Ugh. I just hit that. Anyways, this is the underpainting that we did yesterday that I'm now going to add the second layer to make it look actual underwatery. Well, and so I hope you stick around and see how it turns out. Cue the intro. When I started setting up for today, these shadows weren't there. Let's see if I can get them. Hey, Bobo. You just want to get up in your spot? Bam. Crushed it. Alright, there's not much I can do about this glare right, y'all. So, this is just going to have to work. Bubs, you want to come up in your, okay. So, hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. If you're new here, what's up? I'm Erica, part of Artist Till Death. Mabi, my fiance, is getting some spray paint for me because I have to finish that lip piece today. I thought I was going to be going live on Rhonda Draculis's channel, Arte Designs, tonight, but she's feeling better, so she's going to be going live herself. But I have a lot of stuff to do today, and I have this piece on my noggin. I think it looks super cool as is, but we're going to make it look even cooler by, there's no getting rid of that glare, so don't look at that part. Adding a second layer to it. So right now this is just, if you took what the ocean looked like without the water on top of it. So today I'm going to put the water on top of it, and I need y'all's help to figure out if I should add waves at all, since I don't have a shoreline. Or I can add a shoreline. It's not hard to do. What do you guys think? Let me know right now. Hey everyone, hi, how are you? I am 2 hours early. Tiffany, congrats on closing on your house on Friday. I can't wait till I get to do that. Hello, Andrea. What, bub? Do you want to come up here? Can you come up? Okay, you just walked away from me. I'm over it. So, what do you guys think? Should I add a shore? Should I add waves or just put a blue hue over it? Or should I just add waves out there and not a shoreline? What do you guys think? So I could do ripples, but it just doesn't, it's still going to read as an actual wave. It's just not going to look super oceany if I just do a ripple. Put an island. So I could. This actually kind of reads as an island. My issue with that is if I do that and anything shifts, since there's no raised area to stop it, then it's not gonna look right. I mean, island, no shore, small shore, without small waves. My. So many different opinions. Thank you, JJ, for linking my website. I'm glad you liked your oxygen germs. Yes, waves. like a tide pool. What's up, Tia? How you doing? So maybe so many different things. So I initially, when I first started this piece, I didn't have the intention of doing a shore. If I were to do a shore, I would do it like the other one and just take some textured spray paint or some gold. In this case, I would use this Rust-Oleum metallic gold spray paint and just spray paint a little line of shore to cover this texture and color, and then wave off of that. Looking pretty cute today. Thank you. I got dressed up just for you guys. Do it your way. So, yeah, let's get started. Oh, if you don't know, this is the director. Billy Beans. Pups. What are you looking at? You just being cute? I know it. I know it. So let's just feel it out. How about that? Let's just mix some color and see how we're gonna do it. So I went ahead and pre-mixed my resin so you guys don't have to sit there and watch the boring. Do what you think it wants to be. The thing is, resin's gonna resin, and no matter what I think it wants to be, it's gonna do. All I can do is color it, right? So just in case we decide to do some waves, I'm gonna mix a little bit of white just in case we feel it going that way. We have some left over, just in case. Sorry, a lot of this is a little bit blown out. Jeff's not here to fix my cameras, and it never works out when I do it by myself. When in doubt, go with the flow. I tend to go with the flow generally anyways. So I'm going to start out with Color Obsession Blue Lagoon. At least I think I am. So that's 3 drops. I'll be working on a large geode after watching this. Can't wait to see it. So that was 4 drops just to start. The Blue Lagoon is going to be my deep ocean color. As you can see, it's translucent or transparent. You can see through it, and that's by design because water you can see through. And I'm using this to create a hue over my this. And I may add some waves and then decide that they're too much, and then, whoops. Well, we're just gonna have a blue dot right there. Okay, okay. May decide, not feeling it, and then we'll just add another faintly tinted layer of water over that, and that will look like our, if we wanted to do just ripples, that's what that would do. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe, leave me your thumbs. This is Bondi Color Obsession Tint. 3 drops, 4 drops. Kidney, look at you go, making all the lives. And then I'm using titanium white for the waves should we decide to do that. And look at me being productive. I went ahead and added these colors into the description box below this video. What's up, Megan? So these pigments are made specifically for resin, so you really don't have to worry about overloading them and it turning into marshmallow fluff. I'm not even sure if you can. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can put too much product and it will affect the resin, but typically it's very forgiving to use these particular products in resin without really a worry about it messing with everything. Sorry that's super blown out. My bad. Marla, thank you very much. I really hope it is beautiful, and I think it will be. So, I'm excited about it too, Debbie. Right, here we go. Oh no, wait. I'm gonna add some sparkle because if you look at an ocean, it's got a little bit, of sparkle to it, just because there's ripples and waves and the sun catches, and so the ocean looks sparkly. I really hope that's not too much. I like to add just a bit, because you add too much abalone shell from Resin Art, it'll make it opaque, and we don't want that. We want to be able to see all this wonderfulness and texture under it. So this is going to add some sparkle without making it opaque if you just add a little bit. Oh, it's not too bad. I may add a little bit more resin to that bondi. I may have been a little bit heavy-handed in adding the sparkle. See, you just want something faint. You can barely see it in there. Yeah, I'm going to add just a little bit. What's up, Clara? How you do? Oh, I think you DHD. You are dedicated, Kimmy. I really appreciate that. Okay, so that's still transparent, but you can see a lot more sparkle in that one than Blue Lagoon. Okay, so now I'm gonna figure out where I want the lighter colors and where I want the darker colors. So if I kind of in my head decide that this is either a sandbar or coral, so it's going to be higher up to the surface of the water. So a lot of the lighter pigment, so the bondi, is going to be in these areas where the bronze is, as opposed to the red pearl. But I'm still going to like roughly or quickly apply these pigments. Probably going to make more of that. And then in the center of some of these aqua areas, I'm going to have more of the darker blue. This is going to be the deeper waters, but still all over-ish as well. Y'all just hear me out. It doesn't look, it looks like I just ruined it, but I promise you, just hear me out. Thank you, Clara. I am using all of my go-tos. I'm using Bondi, Blue Lagoon, Titanium White, and Abalone Shell. So this is about a half of a 4-ounce cup, so I guess 2 ounces of resin, and I put like 5 drops of Bondi in to make it a darker version of that color. So we have like a gradient color, an in-between color from the Blue Lagoon, and the just a few drops of Bondi. This is a 20-inch round, and I'm really hoping that I mixed up enough resin. I mixed up about 8 ounces. You would think that would be enough. One would think. Okay. So now I'm just going to blend these out and together, and then we'll figure out how we're going to address some of the wave questions that we were trying to figure a second ago. I like putting tinted resin over things like this because it really gives like depth of color. Alright, I think we got all of the parts covered. Alright. In case we do decide to do waves, I'm going to go ahead and take off the concentrator nozzle and add the platypus attachment, which you can also find on my website. Should probably wipe my hands off. Well, thank you, Christy. I'm just going to add a little bit of heat to pop the bubbles, and then we can see where we're at and where we want to go with this piece. It's not going to go back in my holster, so we're just going to put that there. So now it looks like this. We've got all of the underwater views, but with an overlay of blues, so it looks a little bit more depthy. Yes, I said depthy. Also, if you guys wanted to get like super crafty, you can add some of the tints to a stick and just add them into your piece. Just work them in just a little bit. So that you have a little bit more swirls of color. Not going to focus? Of course not. I'm a fan of anything that gives extra depth to my art pieces. Just make sure if you try that to fully mix it in, because it can cause an issue if it's just sitting on top. It has to be mixed in a bit. Put some extra dark over there, there, and through right here. Okay, good boy. Come on. Up. Hi, Bee. Just gonna tilt it a little bit to get some consistent flow. I am.
That's spray paint.
Now we gotta decide, you guys.
This. So I know we don't have any gloss of that color.
Love Seaside. That's one of Rhonda's favorite colors.
So ATD fan. Whew.
Libby, yes, I said that I have experienced less yellowing when I use titanium white, because that's just my experience. I know, he's very... He's very vicious. Alright. See, everyone says hi. Thank you, Debbie. Megan, I'll try to do this week. lot, Dolores. So now we have this bit. We've got some awesome depth, great reactions, good flow. Now we have to decide if we want to add waves of any sort. And I don't know what to do. Because if you think about it, waves go towards the shore, and I don't have a shore. It's like painting a cast shadow without having a dedicated light source. Then things don't really jive, you know? Valerie, you could use any color with phthalo blue for an ocean. It's a beautiful color. So I need to know what you guys think. Should I just pick an area where it would be going for a wave? Or what? I think that's what I'm going to do, Clara. But earlier when I first started the stream, I was telling people that I wasn't sure if I should, I don't know. Libby, that's going to be beautiful. What's up, Susan Campbell? How are you doing today? Debbie, I can ship your stuff together. If I haven't shipped out the other bit, then I can put them together. Just let me know. Treat it like a tide pool with a light wave and minimal froth. Wave near the sandbar-like area, maybe where the gold is. So that's kind of what I was thinking, is that this would be kind of like a sandbar, but waves don't crash over a sandbar. They're like just barely under the surface, so that actually hinders waves crashing, which is what typically people paint as a wave crash and that selling froth look after the fact. And so for a sandbar, they're usually just under the surface and kind of like a coral reef area that kind of stops waves from coming in. I'm making this way too difficult, aren't I? I'm fine with it, Debbie, not a problem at all. Land person here, thanks for the sandbar explanation. As a mermaid. I'm definitely making it too difficult, but if I had made this, technically I suppose I could have left this area without resin on it and had the waves coming inward as if this was something that's just above sea level. But I didn't. So we're treating it as an underwater sandbar. So I'm going to just decide where the shore would be just off of the sample of ocean that we have here. And what's going to dictate that is basically what I like and dislike the most of the piece. So I'm trying to spin this around and see what areas I don't want to hide. So coral is typically further set back from ocean. So I'm going to pretend that the shore is just off this sample of ocean. so the waves will crash this way, I think. And if we don't like it, then I'm gonna let it cure, and I will do another translucent blue over it, so it'll look like an undertow of waves and not like fresh crashing waves. Cool, cool. So, I've got my white. And typically I like to stretch my waves backwards from the shore by putting it on both the dry and the water part. And since I don't have a dry part, I'm gonna attempt to roll this white to where it grabs onto the edge of the piece, so I can stretch it back from there. Otherwise, it's just gonna push over the piece and not stretch over the piece, and so it would move my wave into the piece instead of staying here and stretching into the piece. I hope that makes sense. So I'm letting part of this white roll over the front, the dry bit. So that it has something to grab onto as we stretch the wave back onto the piece. I haven't tried this before, it's just how in my head I feel like it would work best. And if some of it breaks, that's fine. It's an ocean. And also it's abstract art, so what are you gonna do? So,
What are you gonna
what are you gonna do? Here we go. I'm using a platypus attachment. You can also find this on my website. It has a notch in it right here so that you can fit it to wider mouth heat guns or smaller mouth heat guns. I'm going to use high heat and high airflow on my, this. It's an Amtake heat gun. I don't even know if they make them anymore. It is a cheap, like, $18 heat gun. Works the best. Here we go. I'm pushing it back all the way so it kind of fades into the piece. Like I could do that sort of technique and make like a sea fan. Let me show you guys where we're at. Not gonna focus. Cool. Just another day in the world of not focusing. Now to evaluate. I feel like I need a thicker line right here to push, because it kind of seems hindered. Let me fix this real quick.
You're so proud of me.
Why are people honking at me? That's rude. So, what do you guys think about adding a little bit more white to this front edge? It looks good. You know, it doesn't look bad, but I want it to, I'm trying to decide if I want it to be more. Thanks, you guys. Thanks. It is Libby. So let's add a little bit more white in. It's still a bit warm from all the heat we just added to it. So while I'm putting this down, letting it cool off some. Since I already had it roll over, I'm just adding this directly over top of the white on the edge. Usually I recommend not adding this much white because you don't want it to completely hide, overshadow, or conceal what you've done on the underlayer, but I need it to cover more, you know what I mean? And granted, I could stretch this one fully back and then do a second layer, would be no problem, but if I could finish this in this layer, that'd be super cool. You guys are so supportive. Thank you. All right, here we go. I think we've cooled off enough. So I'm gonna put this back on tilt. Got a hair. That's fun. I got this on a pretty significant tilt, so some of my blues are going to shift off, which is fine. Usually I put some coasters back there to catch. It's important to make sure you keep your heat gun moving so you don't scorch anything. Scorched resin is not a good time. Trying to really push out the tail ends of the white. Just to kind of make them fade a bit. That's much better. Now it's hard to see for you guys. Just give this a minute, and I will give you guys a close-up of what we've got going on here. I also feel like I need to add just a couple of bits of fire. This is going to make the areas that didn't really sell as much as I wanted it to kind of disperse a little bit more. The areas that didn't sell as much as I wanted to is because I didn't let the first layer cool off enough. I'm gonna let this roll back to shore just a bit. A low spot right here. So I'm just dabbing a little bit of that aqua resin back onto it. All right. Now we have a full wave on the shore. Not shore. That iridescence is so fun. Sweet. This area I added too much heat, and so it's not really doing what I want it to. That's fine. Clara, I was going to be doing a takeover of Rhonda's channel. However, she's down to do her feed tonight, so I'm going to darken this just a bit so you guys can see a bit more of what the white is doing. So it's going to darken the blue colors to not what they're supposed to look like. See how this area is not boring, but it's just a little different than the rest of it. That's from adding too much heat, so try your best to avoid that. I'll do a true color video as well so you guys can see what this bad boy looks like. Right, Libby? Who doesn't desperately need a beach trip? I know, I do. And in fact, next week, Jeff and I are doing a site visit where we're gonna get married. I know. I know you're excited. I'm excited too. I'm gonna take this to the dust-free zone. You look at my desk. I just realized I set my pieces down in the dust-free zone like bakers that layered cakes on top of each other. They just like aim the backside and go, and then it's there. I'm probably the only one, and that's fine. Mike was right when you said you were the master of ocean waves and ocean pieces. Literally never seen a bad one yet. I love it. Gorgeous and amazing. Y'all just make my heart so happy. Thank you. I don't know if I'm like the master. Mike is very generous in his compliments for sure. I just hope that I inspire you guys. Whether I'm the best or second best.
Stop. Bowie.
It's all fine with me. As long as you guys get inspired by whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna make a little bit of noise. My bad in advance. Okay, cleanup's done. You do it too and think you're a baker when you do it? Okay. Not alone, so pumped. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my second layer to the ocean. The first one we did looks like this. With the shoreline. So I'm excited to see how that one ends up. See if it shifts at all because it didn't do a shoreline. I will do a true color video real quick and I'll add it to ATD's Poor People. And yeah. Thank you guys. Y'all are so awesome. Yeah, so follow us in all of these places. Oh, I'm getting so good at that. Pick the right side, like many days in a row. Watch tomorrow, I'll just flub it up for sure. Yes, I said flub. I've been watching British shows lately. Love them. Don't ask. Anyways, yeah. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. I won't be hijacking Rhonda's channel tonight on our K3 Designs page, but I will be tuning in to mod along with my lovely ladies Vamp and Clara. And so yeah, tune in if you want to see some awesome resin countertoppy type things. She's brilliant. I use a lot of her techniques in my work. I don't know that she uses any of my techniques, but I know she uses some of my names, like BAM, the Italian drip. I didn't invent the technique, but definitely coined the name. And so anyways, I hope you guys have a great evening. And Jeff's laughing at me. Whatever.
Get in your credit.
I am getting my cred for that one.
Oh, it looks like you did the lights.
Thanks for.
Did that just cut off?
No, it was your speaker because you turned that on.
I didn't touch it.
Well, when you were over there, it made a sound.
I just came over here.
I don't know. It wasn't
Say
this
goodbye.
computer. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. We love you guys so much. Be kind to one another. You never know what someone's going through.
And always remember, here at ATD Studios, Dallas, Texas, live and direct, we do the test.
So you don't have to! That was a good one.
That was a little bit too much.
I wanted it to be extra.
Wait, you look a little blown out in that picture.
You look a little blown out. Anyways, y'all have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I said bye.
Brown, 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 brown. burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it, burn it.